I drank a little bit of my water. Time for Thursday. Dearly stirring, I can tell from the snoring figure next to me that Natsuki is still asleep. I rub my eyes, struggling to open them. Oh, and they use like the Yuri particles. You know what, I'm going to save this too. I think that's very beautiful. It takes also, the light here also takes a little bit away from the slight change in styles for me. So I think that looks really good right now. Reaching out to my bedside cabinet, I swipe my phone and check the time. Midday. There's no point going to school today. We've already missed half of the day. Besides, I don't think Natsuki would be up for it after last night's... Well, I sit up and decide to head downstairs and make breakfast for the two of us. She'll appreciate the effort. I try to be as quiet as possible in an attempt to not wake her up while I slip out from under the duvet. I head to the kitchen and decide to make something quick and easy so I can bring it to her. Searching through my fridge, I find some bacon. I start mixing together some pancake batter after a short search for the ingredients. As I'm cooking, I hear a light knock on the door. Anxious about leaving the cooking food, I rush to answer. There was no thought. It's Sayori. Hey, Sayori! What are you doing here? I thought you'd be back at school. I step outside, closing the door behind me. I don't want her to know when Natsuki is here. I was planning on it, but I just couldn't get out of bed this morning. Are you cooking? It smells really sweet. Sayori peers to my window to see what I'm up to in the kitchen. Natsuki! Taking a look myself, I see Natsuki tending to the breakfast. Oh no, she came downstairs and just continued making it. Crap. I'll see what's going on then. You do? Yes, you two are making cupcakes again! I can feel the sweat on my forehead begin to bead. I am so done for. Yeah, it's supposed to be a surprise. For the club. Neither of us were expecting to see you, though. I give Natsuki a weak smile in an attempt to reassure her. Don't worry, Ben. Your secret will be safe with me. Well, since you're busy, I'll leave you to lovers be. Okay, Sayori. See you. As she's about to leave, I stop her momentarily. I was just wondering, are you going to the club? I guess since I'm actually up, I might as well. Especially if you're bringing the cupcakes! Yeah. Sayori leaves without another word. Oops. I return to the kitchen in cold sweat, worrying about the false promise I gave to Sayori. Guess I'll have to convince Natsuki that we should cook a batch. She's nearly finished making our meal. Ah, the breakfast. It was supposed to be a surprise. I was going to wake you and have it all ready for you. Then Sayori knocked and You could have burnt your house down, dummy! Look! She points the spatula at a place of charted pancakes. I guess we're even now, huh? You saved me and I saved our breakfast. Part of me wants to scold her for her warped perception of what even meant, but another doesn't want to bring up the events of last night with her. Could be how she's coping too. Like with humor. Aside that I'll make a snide remark at most. Not quite. Maybe one day. Maybe. Natsuki's really something else outside of the club room. Maybe it's because she doesn't have to put on a show for the other club members. They always call her cute, though I can surely see why. I set the table and sit down with Natsuki. First she starts eating almost viciously, but quickly snaps out of it, remembering I'm in the room. How is it? It's delicious. She continues to scarf her breakfast down, albeit at a slightly lower pace. Once we're both finished, I take her plate from her and place it in the dishwasher for her. So, do you want to do anything today? Well, I kinda promised Natsuki that we'd make a batch of cupcakes for the club later. If you want to, then maybe we can set aside a few just for later. Natsuki immediately jumps from her chair, grabbing the apron draped over the oven handle. Let's do it! Before I can react, she's tearing through my cupboards and drawers looking for everything she needs, only occasionally stopping to ask where I keep certain utensils and ingredients. Ready to help? Of course. Hopefully I'll be more useful than last time. You better be! Natsuki playfully punches my shoulder. Oh. Okay. Don't tell me that seriously hurt you! The door. Man, I am so sorry. I completely forgot. It's okay. It's only a bruise. You just caught me by surprise at all. I'm having an extremely hard time trying to play it off. That genuinely hurt. I forgot how much power her small frame can deliver. What do you want me to do first? Well, I guess you could start preheating the oven to 350. I'll deal with the dry ingredients. I do my small part and watch Natsuki get started. There's the music. She's so precise with her movements. It's almost hypnotic. Natsuki catches me staring at her, completely spaced out. Dummy. What? I shake my head as I'm jerked back into the moment. You were staring. Oh, sorry. What next? I've got everything ready to go besides the eggs. Could you crack them to this bowl for me while I set the tray liners? I grab an egg in each hand and crack both simultaneously. I feel like after what has happened with his shoulder, it would be pretty hard to do like movement in general. Show off. Yeah, so what's the matter with me trying to show off for you? Ben. I finally got you. Huh? What do you mean? You get all embarrassed when I try to be sweet. Natsuki, you're adorable. Natsuki begins to prepare the cake batter. Ben, can we talk about last night? As much as I want to fully understand what happened, maybe we should leave that for later. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like in this situation, his boundaries do matter too, and if he isn't ready yet, he needs to cool down first, and also makes sense. Natsuki nods in agreement and returns to the batter. She quickly finishes mixing it and begins to distribute the batter evenly between the cups. I wash the beaters by hand and attach them to the mixer. I start to mix the icing. I should have done this last time. And what? Leave me to mix all that batter by hand? Well, you're stronger than you think. Natsuki has with an arrogant look on her face. And don't you forget it! The enticing smell of chocolate cupcakes began to seep from the oven. So are these kids strong for keeping up with all that stuff at home? Sorry, It's going to be difficult to not eat any of the way to the club. I drip blue food coloring into the icing. The timer rings and Natsuki opens the oven's door. Instantly, my entire house is filled with the mouth-watering scent of Natsuki's bacon. Oh my god. These ones smell even better than the last batch. Natsuki sets them on a rag to cool for a few minutes while I finish the icing. Are you almost done? We have to get going soon. Stop the mixer for a moment and plunge my finger into the cobalt sea of sugar. I raise my finger to my mouth. Natsuki grabs my wrist and pulls my arm away from my face. She scoops the icing off of my finger onto her own and promptly licks it off. Hey! What? You expected me to put your finger in my mouth? That'd be gross. You're only saying that because I did that to you. Of course. That makes you gross. I'm not gross. I can't help but crack a smile as I speak. It would be a lie if I said I didn't enjoy her teasing. It makes her so happy when she gets a reaction out of me. Even if only a tiny one. Natsuki and I ice the cupcakes and get ready to leave. Quickly, I head to my room to get changed into my school uniform. Natsuki, without her uniform, is forced to wear the clothes I gave her. Ooh, is this even allowed? Seeing as most of the teachers will have left by the time we arrive, she shouldn't end up getting into any trouble. Okay, interesting. I return to the kitchen for a moment to grab some tinfoil and cover the cupcakes with it to protect them. Natsuki notices and heads out of the door. I follow. As we're walking down the street, Sayori calls out to us from her door. Hey! Natsuki grabs my arm, signaling for me to stop walking as Sayori catches up. Ooh! I could smell this from the house! From my house! I can't wait! They also use like this courtyard. Is this from like an app where you can get like free backgrounds? Or is this like, I know there's like the DLC mod subreddit where I also sometimes see a few things, although I try to avoid spoilers for any mods that seem like interesting to me, and I already know that. Maybe someone posted like these backgrounds for people to use. Because I can see that, maybe. Natsuki, Sayori, and I make our way to the school. Sayori is acting quite normal considering what happened just a few days ago. Come to think of it, Natsuki is too. They probably don't want to make a big deal of it. Perhaps they wouldn't like to dwell on dark times. Yeah. I don't blame them. I just can't help but be reminded of their traumatic events. You are probably also very traumatized yourself, Ben. Within a few minutes, we arrive at school. Only the last few students trickle out from the doors, and it's the end of the school day. The three of us make our way to the club room, being careful not to drop the cupcakes. I set the cupcakes down on the desk near the door. Hey, Yuri! Turns up to Yuri and gives her a hug. Sayori! Sorry you startled me. Where have you two been? Not feeling well? Yeah, I wasn't feeling so good the past few days. I was really sick. Me too. Oh god, that wasn't weird. Well, I'm glad you two are back now and healthy. Yeah. But Natsuki, where's your uniform? Oh, it was dirty and I didn't have time to wash it. But you'll get into all sorts of trouble with the teachers if they see you out of uniform. Well, that's why I skipped the rest of the school day. Yuri stares down Natsuki doubtfully. Instead of calling out, though, she changes the subject. By the way, I have a surprise for you all. Oh, what is it? It's a surprise for a reason, Sayori. Just wait a moment, I'll show you all when Monica arrives. But then I decided, since I was feeling better, that we should make some cupcakes. I've already missed the majority of classes this week, so what's one more day? Especially if it means I get to bake. Natsuki retrieves the box of cupcakes and lifts up the file, showing off our handiwork. Such a deep shade of blue. They look delectable. They're delicate. Thanks! I can't wait! I'm starving! Not me, I'm stuffed. What do you mean? When I went over to Ben's house to bake, he'd make me breakfast. Aw, Ben, you're so sweet! Thanks, Sayori. I'm kinda thirsty, actually. I'll be back in a second. Sayori walks out of the club room, turning toward the fountain down the hall. Mere moments later, Monica walks into the club room from the other door. Hi, Monica. Wow, looks like everyone bothered to show up today. Natsuki bites her tongue. Yuri buries her head into her novel again. I'm left standing alone, fidgeting with my hands. Yeah, I guess. About time. She still seems pretty upset about the festival. I hope maybe our cupcakes will be a sufficient peace offering. From what I've heard from this mod. Sarah returns. Carton of apple juice in hand. Sorry, I moved a little bit. Hey, Monica! Hi, Sayori. What happened on Monday? Were you sick? Oh, guys. Were you sick? Yeah, Ben had to take me to the hospital. Ben, I thought you said it was a family emergency. It was, kinda. I've known her for ages. She's basically like family to me at this point. Besides, I've never seen her like that. I felt like I had to make sure she was going to be okay. And what about you, Natsuki? What's your excuse? I was sick too! And don't call an excuse like you don't believe us or something. No, I do. It just isn't a good enough reason to have ruined the festival. How would actual Monica think about that? If so many people were sick, I think she would be worried, but she would still have like some type of she would still be like a bit upset, not necessarily with them, but just generally be in like a rather lousy mood because she does care a lot about the festival. But I do feel like this is way out of proportion. And I know the side stories weren't a thing back then, but even so, she still feels out of character. My friend also played the mod before the side stories came out, and he said that she was going to be out of character, so... I suppose this is it, with like the, her being too passive-aggressive. She is passive-aggressive sometimes, but in Act 1 she tends to, still try to put on a facade to make like sure that the atmosphere in the club is kept up, because she does care about being a great leader too. I should have guessed that she was still up in arms about the festival. Of course, I mean, unless you were nearly dying, then I'd certainly understand. And since you're both here, I take it wasn't the case. Whatever, just don't miss important days like that again, or there will be consequences. In an effort to break the hostile mood that Monica was causing, Yuri clears her throat. I have something for all of you. Yuri lifts her back onto the desk and unpacks a new tea set. Ooh, new tea set. It's not much, but I thought it'd be nice to share. The new tea set has 5 cups. I do like that. One for each of us. Each one has one of our names painted on it in a different color. Oh, yeah, that's adorable. I like that. That's very cute. The new teapot has Literature Club written in script across the middle on each side. Thanks, Yuri. This looks so elegant. Thank you. And the cups are a little bigger. Thanks, Yuri. This must have taken quite some preparation. Thanks. Yuri, clearly uncomfortable with the amount of attention being given to her, turns toward Monica, who hasn't said a word. Oh, good job, Yuri. Could she have sounded any more monotone? Oh, good job, Yuri. Yuri politely nods and retreats back to her novel. So Yuri's writing something down. I can't make out what it is, but it looks to be a poem. Makes sense. Hey Ben, come on! Natsuki, dragging me by the arm, pushes me down under the windowsill. She grabs the next volume of Papyrus from the set, replacing the volume from the last night to its rightful spot. We sit and read this volume in silence, besides the occasional giggle from Natsuki. Time's passing. After around 20 minutes, Monica clears her throat to get our attention from across the clubroom. Okay, everyone. It's time to share poems. I left my poem for Natsuki at home. I'm assuming Natsuki was unable to write one, and presumably Sayori too. Well, none of you even tried to. We all stay silent. I did, but maybe we should wait until tomorrow. Natsuki and Sayori probably couldn't write because they felt ill. But I'm not too sure about... Fine. Tomorrow it is then. We all gather around the table. Monica is spacing out. Something else must be bothering her. Either way, it's still an excuse to be so cold toward all of us. This is what I think is like... I think this, I know some things about Yuri too, and I think it was a little noticeable when we walked home and she, like, had quite a bit of a weird expression in one scene. That I think a lot of elements from Act 2 were mixed in here in moments where it didn't really make sense. For example, Monica is more cold in Act 2 than in Act 1. But that's also because her... And it's also because her plans keep failing, so I can kind of see it. But the problem is rather her in Act 2, she's trying to... she's already distancing herself, talking to herself that the others aren't real. And due to that, she's able to put up with the, to keep up with being, like, passive-aggressive and unemotional towards the others. And I feel like that just got, like, mixed a lot into here. Same as with, like, Natsuki's father being, like, more of an Act 2 thing. But I can see it as, like, a plot for the mod, so... You know, I've been excited to use the new tea set. I'm going to boil a kettle. I assume you'll be having a cup of tea? I nod silently. I'll get the cupcakes! Monika pulls a fresh piece of paper from her notebook and begins writing. Natsuki sets the cupcakes down in the center of the table. Yuri turns with the kettle. Monika seems to be oblivious as to what's going on around her. She's writing furiously, pressing the pen deep into the paper. I feel like it would be more of a thing flowing down into a deep puddle situation. But that's just me starting to get like more into like very heavy interpretation there, so. Steam begins to flow from the kettle, and Yuri transfers the water into the pot. Yuri pours tea into each of our respective cups. Moments of silence go by as if they were hours. Monika's really killed the mood with her attitude. Sarah's already pilfered a cupcake from the tray and bites down into it.
Wow, Natsuki, these are the best ones yet.
You just haven't tried this recipe yet. Sayori, reaching for a cup of tea, accidentally tips it over, spilling its contents all over Monika's notepad. Jesus, you always have to be such a klutz! Get your act together! You're supposed to be the vice president! Are just Natsuki's eyebrows changed a little bit? It looks a bit unnatural. But I feel like it was just like editing choice-wise, because she doesn't really have any angry sprites. Monika's sudden snap takes us all off guard. Yeah, even in Act 2 she doesn't really have like severe like snapping moments where she's like really angry, so I feel like that also doesn't make too much sense even in Act 2. I feel like it would rather be like a situation with Yuri where she just angrily like leaves and makes like a passive aggressive remark. Is there any, like, plot reason, maybe? I think there was something. Whatever. I'll see. Sayori, clearly flustered, knocks the overturned teacup onto the ground, shattering it across the clubroom floor. No. For Christ's sake, Sayori, do you ever pay attention to what you're doing? You what? You're sorry again? Just how you were sorry about not showing up for the festival? And dragging Ben to the hospital with you? That was pretty selfish of you. If Ben was here, we could have just continued on without you. Or Natsuki, considering she probably could have weaseled her way out of reading anyway. Everyone besides Monika is in utter shock. Hospital? Why is she being so hostile? Sayori rushes out of the room crying, quickly followed by Natsuki attempting to comfort her. Yeah, this feels very out of character for Monika, even if we consider like Act 2 Monika slipping in there, or Act 3 Monika. Neither really like acted actively aggressive. They acted passive aggressive, but they never actively aggressive. And I'm pretty sure she didn't do that towards Sayori in Act 1 either, because it doesn't really fit with her motivation. So I feel like keeping it on a passive aggressive note still could have worked with bringing conflict into the club without being too strange to see. Yuri's moved from her usual seat to the other side of the room, her face buried in her novel. I stand and Monika glares at me. Monika, what the hell are you doing? Go take care of her. She clearly can't take care of herself. I want to scream at her after what she said, have an urge to slap her. Instead, I rush out of the door to console Sayori and Natsuki. I can hear them in the hallway upstairs, Sarah sobbing, filling the otherwise silent halls. I run up the stairs to see her crying on a bench, Natsuki alongside her. Hey, it's okay. Monika's just being a... I don't know what she's doing, okay? She's probably just had a really bad day or something. She's just taking it out on you. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. What I'm trying to say is, don't take it to heart. She knows that we were all looking forward to the festival. Maybe she just takes things like this harder than the rest of us. I don't care, Ben. That's not how you speak to people. I'm going home. Sayori stands. Oh crap. I'll walk with you tomorrow. But until Monika stops her campaign to hurt everyone, I'm staying the hell away from the club. Natsuki, Sayori wipes the remainder of her tears from her cheek. You do have fun dealing with her. Tell her that if she wants to talk, she knows where I live. Wait. Sayori, come back. We're sorted out together. Doesn't that sound better? Yeah, come on, Sayori. It'll be easier this way. Sayori doesn't have to put up with that. Sayori's entire attitude shifts. She's no longer crying. Her face is completely blank. She turns to me. Ben, I'll see you later. I'm leaving. We can walk home with you. I don't really want to go back there anyway. Yeah, me neither. Sayori looks at the two of us and shakes her head. No. I just want to be alone right now. Okay, well you should join us for dinner tonight. Natsuki gives me an odd look. Yeah! Did you just say join us? Well, yeah, that's part of the reason why Natsuki is already at my house this morning. She had a really bad night, and no, I'll just stay at home. Maybe my mom will order some takeout. Have fun. It feels a bit out of character for Sayori to not try to solve it, since she tries to do it like in the argument too. But okay, whatever. Sayori turns and heads down the stairs. I've never seen her like that. Not even when I cut her drink too. Natsuki, could you give me a second? What are you doing? I just need to call someone quickly. Natsuki nods and takes off to wait at the end of the hallway. Worried, I ring her mother, who's already at home. Explain what happened. She tells me that there's no reason to be worried. She explains that the doctor had given her some antidepressants during the last trip to the hospital. She tells me that it could just be a side effect of the drugs. It could be, but I feel like that's also like more of a stereotype. I don't have really good experience with antidepressants either, but I've had better experience with them than with with professionals. And they certainly don't really like. I have a friend who still takes them, and for her it like works perfectly fine. Like there isn't really too much of like her being like emotionless or she isn't changed all that much as some people say that antidepressants change you. Antidepressants. I let her know that I'm still concerned and to please keep an eye on her. Sayori's mom brushes me off and wishes me a good day. Still worried sick about Sayori, I catch up to Natsuki. Listen, do you want to go back to the club or... Like hell I'm going back! No, well that bitch is there! Natsuki also doesn't cuss in Act 1 and only Act 2, but since we are in the more like abusive, like we are basically for Natsuki we're in Act 2 right now, just without the glitches. Well, I still need to get my bag and stuff, so I guess I'll meet you back at the entrance. You okay with that? Fine. I'll wait. Thanks. Hurry up though. I take off back downstairs to the club room. Bursting through the door, Yuri nearly jumps out of her seat and Monika, writing a new dryer page of her notebook, turns to face me. What do you want? None of your business. Leaning down at my desk, I pick up my backpack and sling it over my shoulders. Moving back towards the exit, Monika tries to get my attention. Man, what's wrong with you? Yeah, Monika is out of character. I turn and stare at her in utter disbelief. What the fuck is wrong? What the fuck is wrong with you, Monika? What have you done to the actual Monika? Ever since we accidentally ruined your festival and you've been nothing but pure venom for the club. You were needlessly rude to both Sayori and Natsuki, neither of which are in a mental state capable of handling that right now. Understand that it was a big day, and it was important to you. But you have no right to lose your shit on us. And don't think I didn't hear about what you said to Yuri. I was only partly telling the truth. I knew that Monica had said something to Yuri, but I didn't know what. Oh, is that so, Ben? Well, you do know what she's been doing, don't you? Yeah, I do. Yuri's eyes are locked onto me, peering over her book. She's shocked, but won't call my bluff. Yeah, she's been trying to sabotage the club, we know. She doesn't want any new members. Not only that, but I caught her rummaging through your stationery yesterday. I only told her that she was being a selfish bitch. Monica turns and points at Yuri. You can't fool me, Yuri. I know exactly what's been going on here. Monica, that's way over the line. How paranoid are you to think? Shut up and listen to me. You're the real reason that the festival is cancelled. I could give a shit that Sayori is sick. Of course, Yuri just wanted to let it go. So I'll tell you the same thing I told her. This is my club. We do what I say. Do I make myself clear? Crystal clear. But there's one thing. Yuri, care to explain? Fuck you, Monica. You crazy bitch. Do you not see that this is... Hey there. Don't cut it deep now, Yuri. Whatever Monica meant by that, Yuri was affected. Mortified, she drops her novel to the ground and falls back into her chair, stunned. Shoving out of the way, Monica marches over to Yuri. She stumbles out of her desk and backs away into the closet. Monica follows her, out from behind all the commotion. She grabs her by wrist and yanks her sleeve up. Oh, what a shame. You couldn't just help yourself, could you? What did I say, Yuri? Yuri stays silent, her eyes fearful. Monica moves closer, forcing her to make eye contact. Maybe I didn't make myself clear, Yuri. What did I say? I can't believe what I'm seeing. If I didn't shut up, you tell the club. That's right. If you dare criticize my ability to lead the club again, Yuri, everybody's gonna know about this. Everyone. How do you think they'd feel about you knowing that what you do behind closed doors? My blood is boiling. I'm just about ready to knock her out. Monica, what the hell's gotten into you? You're crazy! Monica lets go of Yuri's arm, pushing Yuri and the desk away from her. Looking at me, she speaks up. You want to see crazy, Ben? I'll show you crazy. From her school blazer, she pulls a sheet of paper neatly folded. She thrusts it into my hand. The Sayori's poem. So it's kind of this wall too. That is crazy. What the hell is this? The poem that Sayori sent me on the morning of the festival. She told me everything after. It was supposed to be her suicide note. Suicide note? What the hell's wrong with you? Sayori, she'd never... Monica! I shake my head in disbelief. Wordlessly, I storm out of the club room. I walk down the vacant halls, down toward the front doors. I can see Natsuki standing outside through the glass. Yeah, Monica was very out of character there. In Act 3, she shows that she does have some mental capacity for like mental health issues. And she's like I said, she's never really like actively aggressive. She tends to be passive aggressive in Act 2, but never actively aggressive. So this felt really out of character. But I would lie if I said that what she said didn't piss me off as well. So if they wanted to make like Monica like the main antagonist aside from like Natsuki's father, then they're doing a good job. It just doesn't feel like Monica exactly. Because for, like I said, even for Act 2 Monica, she's too aggressive. But interesting that they decided to make like the Get Out of My Head poem, the percentage poem, a part of this. Interesting. Whatever. Yeah, so I've heard those complaints online from my friends that Monica was very out of character, so I'm not exactly surprised. But yeah, what she said about self-harm, even when I was like playing Act 2, and she acts dismissive about it, and like it's something that Yuri that makes Yuri weird or strange because she self-harms. Even if she probably didn't mean it as bad as she made it sound really badly. And so that also takes me off, so yeah. Okay, so I'll mark that down as like... Are you okay, Ben? You look a little... I'll be okay. It's just Monica who's not okay. Monica has like... she is in this state of insanity in Act 2 and 3. But not that type of crazy. She isn't mentally sound. In like... some ways. Quite a few ways, actually. Well, while all that is going on. But she wasn't that type of insane. I showed Sayori's poem to Natsuki on the walk back to my house. I don't know if that's all. Isn't that also kind of evasive? She can't believe what she's looking at either. You know, Ben, that's serious. You think we should check up on her? For what happened earlier? Yeah, definitely. First, we went back to my house just to drop off our school bags. We head towards Sayori's house. I knock on Sayori's door. She answers the door but just stares at us. Hey Sayori, we just wanted to check in on you. I'm fine. I told you that already. I had pizza and was just about to eat it. You two enjoy making your dinner. She edges the door shut. Wait, Sayori. I wedge my foot into the door before... Wait, Sayori. More like that, probably. I wedged the foot into the door before she can close it on us. She tries again, but harder this time. Monica gave me this. I nudge Natsuki and she nods, giving Sayori the poem. Oh yeah. I figured I'd send that to her. Whoops. Listen, Sayori, if you ever want to hang out or if you need anyone to talk to, Ben and I are always happy to listen. We are all friends after all. Sayori forces a laugh. Sure, Natsuki. Where can I find you? Ben's place? Sayori shuts the door on the two of us. If this is really intended to be like showing what currently don't really know if it's heard both antidepressants. Antidepressant sounds a bit more natural, like the German sense. I feel like that's a bit of also like, but I mean, I guess I am a bit the same with like me saying I don't like mental health professionals have had bad experiences with them. Maybe the creator of the mod like has in fact some bad experience with antidepressants, and that being like a source of people in fact changing a lot. And maybe that's why it's in this, or they just I don't know. Maybe it's Sayori's just intended to be jealous, but I feel like it's a bit out of character if it's just being jealous. Sayori shuts the door on the two of us. I didn't think she would care that Natsuki was staying with me. I should really sit down with Sayori and explain the situation. Sooner rather than later. But I also do think that they are being a bit invasive, unlike with Sayori. I do understand the concern. I really do. But I feel like they should be able to trust her a little bit more. It's a difficult situation. I've been in it before too, and if my friends didn't like try to help me understand how I'm supposed to, like, I had friends that helped me like stay calm in those times. Without it, I probably would have been pretty like, oh god, are you okay the whole time too. So they don't really have like this, like, a person that's like my friend, so yeah, they probably really just want to make sure. Natsuki and I head back home to eat and get settled in for the night. Ben! Yeah? You barely have any food left! How are we supposed to make dinner? I don't know. Well, we'll have to go to the shops quickly. It won't be long before they close. I open the closet by the door and grab my jacket. You coming? Because I don't really know what I'm getting. It's getting pretty cold out there. And I don't have a coat. Is it at your place? No, Ben. I don't own one. I had not skipped my coat for the time being. Well, hold on to this for now then. I can handle the weather until we get to the shopping center. Are you sure? Because I really wouldn't want... It's fine, believe me. Come on, we're going to have to hurry before the shops close. As we exit the house, a gust of chilly wind hits us both. Natsuki hurriedly pulls my coat on. I wonder what, like, season it is in, like, the mod. I shiver violently. We catch the bus and make our way to the store. On the route, the bus passes Natsuki's house. She shovels down on her seat in an attempt to keep it out of her sight. I can understand. You okay? Natsuki wraps her arm around mine. Yeah. Shortly, the bus arrives at our stop, and we make our way to the mall. So, where'd you... Natsuki's already dragging me into a nearby clothing store before I can finish my sentence. You need groceries! Interesting. Is this drawn? It feels a bit like 3D models, but I also know that people are drawn like this. She rips my jacket off and hands it to me. They're all so cute! Oh, Ben! How do you like this one? Oh, it's a bit recolored, the school uniform a bit recolored. But you know what? I like it. I like it! You know, it fits you perfectly too. Oh, and look at the scarf! It looks perfectly with it. Natsuki walks to the cash register to pay. Natsuki, where'd you get the money from? Oh, well, I have to take it from my dad. You're stealing it? It's not stealing! Well, I don't like thinking it is. It's usually for baking stuff. It said something else real quick. But I didn't see it quickly enough. It looked like buying things. I'm not sure. Maybe I just saw a B at the beginning, I'm pretty sure. Sometimes manga. I was saying I thought about Girl's box set, but this is more important. But she has the Buffet Girls box set like in the club room during her second event. Well, maybe it was changed because like her story was changed with her father already being aggressive in like an Act 1 like setting. So maybe it was changed too. To like for the narrative. The clerk scans both of her items and the total is a bit steeper than Natsuki expected. Begrudgingly she brings the scarf back to the rack she found it on. I have an idea. I grab the scarf while she's paying for her jacket and to grab a black beanie for myself. Do you think this will look good on me? Maybe. Good enough. I place the two items on the counter and the cashier gives me a sly smile, scanning my things. Natsuki's waiting for me outside. During the time we spent indoors, it had begun to snow outside. Oh god. Okay, they're in like a colder season then. Could have done with the scarf after all, huh? Just you wait. Natsuki begins to shiver as we wait. The The snow begins to settle as the bus comes to a halt. But didn't you need to like buy food? The snow is beautiful. Yeah. We board the bus with our things and sit in the back at the back. I give Natsuki the window seat. We sit together wordlessly as she becomes more entranced by the snowfall. It's a shame it'll be gone in the morning. It never really sticks. Yeah, I wish it'd stay a bit longer too. Natsuki rests her head on my shoulder, still staring out the window. This is nice. I wrap my arm around her. We stay this way for the remainder of the trip back home. Did they buy groceries? No, not. So we approach our stop. I grab all of our bags. The bus comes to a stop and we get off. Ooh, this looks pretty. It's a good use of the dust. It's like dust, but it works as snow good too.